This story is about a man named Won Tak. Won Tak. Can you say that?
Won Tak.
Won Tak. And Won Tak was walking along on the road, and it was a hot day. The sun was just beating down, and Won Tak was walking along, and he thought to himself, oh, I could sure use a drink of water right now. Even if it wasn't cold, just something wet on my lips. Whew, I'm really tired. And he was climbing up on a hill, and when he got to the top of the hill, he stopped there and he looked over the valley. And down in the valley, he could see a village down there. And that was the village of Lugechuam. Lugechuam. Kind of weird names for us, right? They sound very different. Yeah. But for the Chinese, they sound normal. That's the name that the little town was called, Lugechuam. And Won Tak stopped and sat down for a little while, and he looked around, and everything looked so brown and dry. He looked at the grass, and the grass wasn't really growing. The grass was all kind of brown, and the road was really dusty. And he looked up at the tree, and the tree didn't have very many leaves, and it looked really dry. And there was a little bird sitting there. The bird wasn't even singing. Just looked like it was trying to not get too hot too, and just sitting there. And everything just looked so dry. And that's because it hadn't rained for 2 years. Good morning, Connor. It hadn't rained for 2 years in that area. And everything was just so dry. There was a drought. And Won Tak was an evangelist. And he was walking from town to town in China to share about Jesus, the Bible. And he was going into a whole new area that he had never been in before, that no Adventist had gone in before. So when he got to the top of the hill, he stopped. You know what he did? Take a guess.
Right.
Yes, very good. He knelt down and he said, Lord, you know I'm going into a whole new area, and no Adventists have been here before, and I want these people to understand how much you love them. And he prayed and he asked for the Holy Spirit, because Won Tak knew that without the Holy Spirit, could he really do anything good? No. Could he really touch people's hearts? No. He only knew that the Holy Spirit could do that. And he wanted God to be with him and to lead him and to touch people's hearts. And so he asked for the Holy Spirit, and he prayed especially for the little town. You remember what it was called? Lugechuam. So he prayed for the people of that town, and he said, Lord, I pray that your angels will go with me, and that you help me meet the people that need to hear about you, Lord, that you please direct my path, and please send your Holy Spirit. And after that, he got up, and he made his way down into the valley on the dusty, dusty road, and he came into the town. And he looked around the town, and it was pretty quiet, pretty dead, and it was just hot. And he looked into the grocery store windows, and he saw that there wasn't a lot of food on the shelves. And he looked at the vegetables that were outside in baskets that people could come and buy. The vegetables looked pretty sad, kind of old and wrinkly, and he thought, oh man, this drought has really affected the people here. And then he looked at some of the kids kind of playing around here on a little side street, and he thought, the poor kids, especially for them, it was especially hard, you know? And he knew that people were really, really worried there. Now, these people had been living in this area of China for many generations. Their great-great-great-grandparents had been living in the same place, and they had worked on the land and everything. But now, the villages were getting really worried, because even the waters in the well, because they had big wells where they could get water from for the whole village, even the water in the wells was getting lower and lower and lower. And they thought, if this continues, if we totally run out of water, we're going to have to leave here. We can't survive without water, right? Nobody can survive without water. And if the wells dry up, we're going to have to migrate. That means we're going to have to all move, leave here, and go to another country where we can food and water. But do you think that would be easy to do? No, especially when your family's been living there for many generations. So that everybody was really worried. So Montauk walked into the town and he prayed. He said, Lord, help me to find the person that I should be talking to so that I can tell everybody about you. So he walked around, and then as he was walking down one street, he spotted somebody coming towards him. The man looked very kind, and he had a bunch of books under his arms. And he thought, okay, well, maybe somebody who reads might be more open to help let me share about the Bible with him and with the village. So he said a quick little prayer, and he came up to the man, and he said, hi, my name is Montauk. And the man said, hello, nice to meet you. He said, I am here, and I have a special message to share with the people of this town. And the man said, you do? Oh, that's wonderful. Montauk said, oh, I'm really glad he's so excited about this. Because some people he talked to before did not want to even listen. And the man said, yes, I'm actually the school teacher. And right now I'm walking back to the school to finish teaching the lessons to the children after lunchtime. And he said, but tomorrow is a holiday, so we don't have school. And the biggest building in the village is the school. So why don't you come back tomorrow and you can tell your message to everybody? That would be really great. And I'll go around, the teacher said. I'll go around and let everybody in the village know that somebody is here, and I'm assuming it's you who's going to share with everybody, right? He told Montauk, and Montauk said, yes, I'm the one who has a special message for all of you. And he said, that'll be wonderful, because with the drought and everything, everybody's feeling really discouraged. Can you imagine that? Yeah, everybody would be feeling really discouraged and kind of down, and so any kind of message, anything encouraging, anything that can distract us from our problem, that would be really great. So I'll get everything ready. And then Pastor Montauk asked, is there any place that I can stay in the village? And the teacher said, oh yeah, you can stay, go over there, and there's a little tiny room you can stay at. So Pastor Montauk went over there, and he got a tiny little room. There was only enough room for him to lay down his bedroll. That was it. And just a tiny little table. And after he had a little bit of supper, he laid out his Chinese Bible on the table. And guess what he did again? He prayed again. Very good. Because he knew only with the help of the Holy Spirit could he reach these people. So Pastor Montauk knelt down again. And he prayed. He prayed that God would give him the right words for the message tomorrow. He prayed that people would come. He prayed that the Holy Spirit would touch their hearts and they would want to know more about God in heaven. And then after he did that, Pastor Montauk lay down and went to sleep. Now the next morning, Pastor Montauk made his way to the school, and there he saw that the schoolroom was full of people. It was totally full. Everybody from the village had come. So that was really great. And so the teacher said, hello, welcome. And he introduced Pastor Montauk to everybody. Now everybody was sitting on the floor. They didn't have a bunch of chairs and tables for everybody, so everybody just sat on the floor. And the elders, kind of like the important people in the village, all sat right in front, all ready to listen. And everybody watched as Pastor Montauk walked to the front of the room and stood there and was ready to give his message. And Pastor Montauk prayed one more time. Say, Lord, please give me the right words. And then you'll have to wait until next week to find out